Parents of killers, what's your story? My daughter Nina was always the quiet one. Honor roll student, never missed curfew, spent weekends reading instead of partying. When she turned 16, I thought the biggest challenge would be teaching her parallel parking. Then she started babysitting for the Aldridges next door. Perfect suburban family on the surface. Mr. Aldridge was a respected bank manager. Mrs. Aldridge organized charity drives. Their kids, Bella and Leo, were 6 and 4 years old. Nina adored those children instantly. She'd come home talking about Bella's drawings or Leo's silly jokes. When Mrs. Aldridge asked if Nina could babysit regularly, I was thrilled. Good money, safe environment, responsible family. The babysitting became almost nightly. Mr. Aldridge worked late at the bank. Mrs. Aldridge had book club on Tuesdays and yoga on Thursdays. Nina would arrive after school, help with homework, make dinner, handle bedtime routines. Everything seemed normal until one evening, Nina came home unusually quiet. When I asked about her night, she hesitated before saying Bella had been extra clingy and kept asking if Nina would stay forever. A few days later, Nina mentioned that little Leo had bruises on his legs. He said he fell down the stairs, but Mom, their stairs are locked off with a baby gate. He couldn't have fallen without someone there, she told me, confusion clear in her voice. I suggested maybe he fell at school or a friend's house. Kids get bruises constantly. Nina nodded, but I could see doubt in her eyes. The signs became harder to ignore. Nina started bringing home stories that made my stomach turn. Bella flinching whenever adults raised their voices. Leo wetting himself when he heard car doors slam. Both children begging Nina not to leave when their parents returned. One night, Nina showed me photos on her phone. Small finger-shaped bruises on Bella's upper arms, a handprint-shaped mark on Leo's back that he claimed came from playing too rough with Daddy. Mom, something's wrong in that house, Nina said, tears in her eyes. These kids are terrified of their father. I immediately told her to report it. We called the child abuse hotline together, filed a report with social services. Nina gave them her photos, detailed accounts of concerning behavior, everything she'd documented. The investigation felt thorough initially. A social worker visited the Aldridge home, interviewed the children separately, spoke with neighbors. But Mr. Aldridge was respected in the community, had no criminal record, presented as the perfect family man. The case was closed within 3 weeks. Insufficient evidence, they said. Children often have active imaginations. Nina was devastated. She continued babysitting because the family needed her, but now she carried a heavy burden. She started keeping detailed notes, dates, times, injuries she observed, concerning statements from the children. Her backpack became filled with evidence, photos, voice recordings of the kids talking about being scared, detailed journals documenting every incident. I found her researching child psychology, learning about trauma responses, trying to understand how to help them. Mom, they're just babies, she cried one evening. Bella told me yesterday that she prays every night for Daddy to stop hurting them. What kind of 6-year-old has to pray for safety in her own home? I called social services again. This time, they barely listened. Same family, same allegations, already investigated. Unless there was clear physical evidence of serious harm, their hands were tied. The breaking point came when Mrs. Aldridge left town for her sister's wedding in Chicago. 3-day trip, leaving Nina to babysit overnight for the first time. Friday night went smoothly. Saturday was peaceful. But Sunday evening, Mr. Aldridge came home from what was clearly a long day of drinking. Nina texted me around 10 p.m. saying everything was fine, both kids were asleep. At 2:17 a.m., my phone buzzed with a 911 call notification from Nina's emergency app. I could hear her whispering frantically to the operator. He's screaming at Leo for wetting the bed. The little boy is 4 years old and he's terrifying him. I can hear him coming upstairs with his belt. The call went silent. When police arrived, they found Mr. Aldridge at the bottom of the staircase, head cracked against the concrete entryway. Nina stood at the top of the stairs, kitchen knife still in her trembling hands, both children clinging to her legs. The investigation showed Nina had tried to block Mr. Aldridge from reaching Leo's bedroom. In his drunken rage, she'd grabbed for the knife. During the struggle, he lost his balance and fell backward down the stairs. But the prosecutor saw a 16-year-old girl with a weapon and a dead man. Intent didn't matter. The children's testimony wasn't enough to prove imminent danger. Nina pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter to avoid a murder trial. She's serving 8 years in juvenile detention, eligible for transfer to adult prison when she turns 18. The children are in foster care now, finally safe. Bella sends Nina drawings sometimes. Leo is getting therapy for his trauma. My daughter sacrificed her future to save 2 innocent lives.